We are live. Welcome to this market update. We haven't been on here for a moment. My name is Vinnie. This guy will be here.
David Wright coming at you live, man.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time. I got the. If this is your first time here, we keep it under 10 minutes. If you have any questions, comment below. We'll try to answer any kind of questions you might have, if and as they come up. You can see the clicker going below. Active properties, pending properties, all that kind of fun stuff. I think the two things to kind of really look at. The reason why I do pending is it's kind of the best indicator for now. Not all the properties are going to sell, but let's say you use that idea that most of those properties are going to actually close on them. Gives you kind of least perspective, right? So we're talking about in that sweet spot of 700,000 to 3 million. Right now we have 3,360 properties active in the market and close to about 1,500 properties pending. So about 2 months of inventory, just kind of food for thought. But anyways, how are things going on the lending side for you, David?
You know, it's a lonely market out there. I feel like the Lone Ranger.
Oh,
because I'm seeing a lot of loaners are going out of business, which is not funny, but it is kind of funny because a lot of people get into it and don't realize that you actually have to know what you're doing. Because I've been doing more cleanup transactions the last 4 months than I probably have in the last 2 years, where lenders just goof up one transaction after the next because they don't really know what they're doing, and it's a harder market and the rules are changing. So you need to be very careful right now with everyone telling you yes, 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 when I'm not going to say all lenders, because a majority of them, what would you say, Vinny? You probably think 30% of lenders really know what they're doing. Would that be from a realtor standpoint? 30%?
yeah. I think there's more red tag that goes into becoming a lender than a realtor, right? So if you're saying that, let's say, 50% of realtors know what they're doing, right? Because what's the number, right?
I would put 25% of realtors know what they're doing, maybe.
Okay. All right. Let's say 25% of realtors know what they're doing. Then you're probably saying, maybe 50% of lenders know what they're doing, right? Or maybe 60%,
Yeah,
right? Because there's so much red tape, right?
I think I'd say 50, 60% of them don't know what they're doing. I think that's a good call. If they're doing easy transactions, then maybe, yeah. But the volume of deals I'm seeing going sideways from bad lending is crazy. And it's like, I'm working on one this morning where I look at the file and I'm like, I don't know how anybody thought this could close.
Yeah, something to really think about is and this is just the basic. We're going to get into the numbers, everything that's going on. And thank you guys for commenting and watching us right now. If you have any questions, please comment below. But what we're going to talk about is there's a difference between pre-approval, pre-qualification, and DU approval, right? Basically, the pre-qual for first-time people here is they're giving you a number based off of kind of what you're telling them, not really doing any kind of verification. Pre-approval, you're actually giving information to them. DU approval, they're actually giving to the underwriter and they're getting the stamp of approval, right? So be aware that yes, it's more paperwork that you're giving, right, to see what's out there, but it helps out with the hiccups like Dave was talking about, where someone's saying, hey, you're pre-qualified to go look at this property and buy this property, but then they actually look at your information and they go, oh, yeah, I didn't. I didn't realize that I had one a long time ago. Oh, you're moving from Arizona to San Diego and you're buying a primary residence in San Diego. And like, oh, you're good to go. Oh, wait, but
you just changed jobs a day ago.
Yeah, so just that whole idea. So just really food for thought. But let's get into the numbers. So you kind of see, I'm going to share the screen real fast.
You know what, Vinny, I wanted to share because today's a big day. The Fed's meeting today.
Oh, shit, it is. Okay, nice.
So this is actually a big deal today because the markets are pricing in a 33% chance of a rate hike.
Wow.
That's not good.
Yeah.
If we do get a rate hike, I hate to tell you, if you're out there buying a home, this is a dream for you because this is going to really hurt sellers. So if you do get a rate hike today, that's a massive win for you as a buyer. You don't want to hear that because you're going to be like, oh, it means mortgage rates are going up. Remember, mortgage rates are not tied to what the Fed does. It's tied to the bond market. And the bond market is going to take a rate hike as the economy sucks. We're in a bad situation. And that Strait of Hormuz thing is causing a massively big problem. And the Iran problem is not going away. And if you've been, me and Vinnie have been doing these updates for a while. We haven't done one now in what, about 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Is it 2?
Longer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad because if you remember back to June 14th, when they supposedly had that memorandum of understanding, oil prices dropped down to like $69 a barrel, 65, and interest rates dropped down massively too. And now that all that is out the window, interest rates have completely went up, oil's completely went up, and the market's completely unstable, which is why from a loan perspective right now, you better be very careful about locking your loan and who you're working with, because last Friday rates ended at the highest they've been in a while. Now they're back down a tiny little bit, but overall today's meeting with what the Fed says is going to be huge. And if they do the rate hike, that's bad. If they
so remember this, majority of the time, right? 95% of the time, you're not locking in the interest rate until you actually get it under contract. And you have a big window of time. So if you have a 30-day escrow, you have a big window of time of when you're going to actually lock in that interest rate, right? So with the fluctuation happening right now, you're getting an idea of, okay, well, this is what the rate looks like today, but it could get better tomorrow. It could get worse tomorrow, right? But that's why your lenders can't keep you up to date saying, hey, let's hold this out for another week. Or no, let's lock this in right now. So when Dave was talking about that, you're like, oh my gosh, the rates are good right now. I need to get under contract, right? Yes and no, right? You probably should have gotten a contract a week ago, right? But you can still take advantage of the now.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting time in the market. I don't know, for those of you out there who are more savvy, you'll notice rents are coming down too, which is rare for us. And
but the thing I want to bring up here though really fast, and I know we're getting quick on time, and thank you for all the comments that are happening there. So something to think about,
especially the ones about my great haircut. I love that.
Yeah, I love about that. So with all that stuff that Dave was talking about, we're still seeing a jump to the market. When you look at detached and attached properties that have sold, right, in San Diego County, in May it was 920,000. In June it was 950,000. That's peak. In June 2024, we were at 940. When you go into just detached alone, our peak was roughly about 1.1 in July of 2025. Right now, we're at a little more than 1.12, right? A little over 1.1, right? So we're talking about all the stuff that Dave was talking about, and we're still seeing prices still go. Because again, people don't necessarily have to sell. We don't have a lot of adjustments, unless the people that need to buy something bigger and are willing to kind of like, okay, sell this to buy that. That's another thing, but the desperation is truly not there. So if you're saying, oh my gosh, all the stuff that Dave was talking about, it's going to make it where I can just basically take this person over the barrel.
Wow. That was terrible.
Not necessarily true. For all now, there's outlier situations, so it could happen. Everyone's situation is different, but across the board.
This is, if you're someone out there that's been going, when is a good time? When's it more of a buyer's market? That's now. And it really is, because the economy is not good. Rates are not good. The war is not good. Oil is not good. All this uncertainty is wrecking the market. And if your realtor can negotiate, they can get a hell of a deal for you right now.
And something to think about, right, is that if rates do get better, which most people think that rates are going to get better over time, right? Because this is going to get resolved, right? And it might take the end of this year, might be beginning of next year, right? But rates are
might be right before the midterms for some strange reason.
Yeah, right. So when that happens, right, that's going to get more people that are kind of waiting, jump off the fence, right, to purchase. Now, again, every situation, we're talking about overview of everything, right? So it can be if you can find that particular property. But remember too, if you're finding a shiny objects usually sell fast. All right, we got to 10 minutes. Any last words of wisdom you want to throw out there, David?
Those tariffs that we used to have in effect are going to come off. It's not going to change the prices on Jack. Prices are going to stay stable. They are what they are now. So don't think that just because the tariffs are gone, that all of a sudden your prices are going to get magically cheaper. This is the new normal.
All right. Thank you, guys. And if you see David and my number right here, feel free to reach out with any sort of questions. Appreciate it, guys.
Boom.